tonight. I'm Jeremiah, I'm 34, I'm from a small town called Anago, Wisconsin. If you'd asked me a year ago if I'd be standing here in front of you guys or be in Teen Challenge with this great prison team, I'd have told you were absolutely out of your mind. I was not a believer as of a year ago. I was brought up Catholic, 5th generation, baptized in the Catholic Church. My grandma always used to tell me that I was special. 5th generation baptized. I'm like, to a kid that didn't really mean anything. And until about 6 months ago, I'd have probably completely disagreed with her. See, as a 10-year-old, I lost my mother. She passed away. I have a hard time standing still, so you guys have to bear with me on this. I found my mother dead as a 10-year-old. She was an alcoholic, and she was told to not drink because she had a rare blood disorder. She refused to listen, and as a result, she ended up passing away. And as a 10-year-old and only child, my mother was absolutely everything. I was a mommy's boy. Shortly after, when I moved in with my father, on the way to baseball practice, about 6 months after my mom passed away, my best friend and I used to ride to baseball practice on our bicycles every day. He happened to go down the hill first that particular day and got hit by a car. Died on the scene right in front of me. It was absolutely so traumatic to see a young kid's head busted open like that on the sidewalk. For a 10-year-old, I can't even believe to describe to you what I went through, because I couldn't have told you what I went through until about 6 months ago. See, I never wanted to grieve. I never wanted to go through anything that would involve me feeling anything. Shortly after all of that happened, I got into drugs and alcohol. And it was a head-on collision. I was heavily into it. There was no turning back. See, for me, this makes complete sense. In Matthew 6:24, it says, No one can serve two masters. Either he will hate one and love the other, or he will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and money. Why? I didn't serve God. I served anything other than God. See, I didn't realize what God could do for me. For if I only knew what my life could be like today. My life has completely transformed. I've overdosed 4 times. I've been brought back with Narcan 2 times. See, God has a purpose for me today. I truly believe that He is here for me.
Amen.
I cannot say more what this team has done for me in this program. Teen Challenge has brought me to God, but what prison team has done for me and gave me the ability to do is to bring hope to people that are hopeless like I was. Because see, 6 months ago I was hopeless. I believed there was no future for me. I was in a whole destruction path that I made chaos for the last 24 years. On parole in 4 different counties, facing 4 felony 2 charges, looking to go upstate for 2 to 10 years. I came to Teen Challenge for nothing more than to just get clean at the time. They were the only place that would take a drug addict like me with no alcohol, with no ID, no social security card, no anything. I had nothing to prove my identity. But you know what? Teen Challenge is that good of a program, that faith-based program. They're going to take you in and try to help you anyways in this opioid epidemic time, which was crazy. So I went to Teen Challenge. Not because of choice, because I had no other choice. Shortly after I was at Teen Challenge, see, they promote you to go to services at night, even when you're in detox. Unlike any of the other 21 rehabs I've been to, they promoted you, they turn the TV off, and they either make you sit there and do nothing, or you go to the service. So I'm like, you know what, I'm going to give this a shot one night. I go in there, and growing up from a Catholic background, this was completely different for me. I see all these guys in there with their hands up in the air, worshiping the Lord, happy, looking amazing. Didn't even know what to think. The feeling I was partially getting was I was confused. I'm like, how can so many people be so happy to be serving the Lord? Like, how is this possible? I just can't believe it. It's not possible. God took everything from me. How can anybody want to worship somebody that took everything from me? But you know what? I went back to detox that day. I'm like, I'm going to go another day. I'm going to go and I'm going to see what this is about. I walk in there, the same thing. They're all hands up in the air, worshiping the Lord, singing, all happy. I broke down. I broke down and I cried in front of a bunch of guys I didn't even know. I got down, I put my knees on the altar, and I let it all down to God. Everything. Everything I've been holding in for the last 24 years got released that day. I had guys come up and pray over me that I never even knew before. They put their hands on me and told me they loved me and told me it would be okay. See, I didn't realize that was possible. I didn't believe that people could love other people that they didn't even know. I didn't believe that I could have a bunch of brothers of God like I have today. I didn't think that was possible. They showed me something I had never seen before. Through God, I'm now saved. Through God, I'm a new creation, a new child of God. Yes. See, I no longer have to live in the past. I can now live in the future. I no longer have to look behind me. I can look forward. Amen. See, today I have hope. God has restored everything that I thought was impossible to restore. He's brought back my family. My family wouldn't even let me in their houses as of 6 months ago. Now they're inviting me over, leaving me unattended. See, I was the guy that would steal. I'd steal from the closest ones first. Steal anything they had just to support get ways and means for me to do what I needed to do. To fill the void that couldn't be filled by anything other than God. God has filled that void today. Amen. See, for me to be able to come into strangers' houses and them take me in is a feeling I never had before. How can somebody that doesn't know me bring me into their house and leave me unattended? How is that possible? Do you know how that's possible? It's through God. Yes. Only through God is that possible. I see that today. See, I never knew that before, that God could make me feel this way. For if I only knew that God could do this for me sooner, and what I was missing all these years that I have now found. See, when I go to the prisons and come to talk to the churches, I don't promote Teen Challenge, but I promote God. But Teen Challenge was the vessel that brought me to God, so I am grateful for Teen Challenge today. See, I no longer have to be living on the streets, eating out of dumpsters, doing the things that I can't even describe in here because they would be inappropriate. I'm telling you, God is great. God has done everything. See, I'm hepatitis C positive through my addiction. But through Teen Challenge, I'm getting a cure. I no longer have to suffer and worry about. They have done everything. I no longer have to report to all my parole officers. I no longer have to go to jail. I went to court, pleaded to a judge. They wanted me to do 2 to 10 years. I stayed in Teen Challenge and went and pleaded to him to give me grace, because I believe our God is a God of abundance and grace, like my brother said. And I told this to the judge and told him what Teen Challenge has done to me. And he has seen me before Teen Challenge and he has seen me after Teen Challenge. And all I asked was for him to let me complete the program. I didn't ask to be able to get out and go into jail. I just wanted to complete this program because what God has done for me already in this program, I wanted to finish. I haven't completed anything since I graduated high school. I've run from everything and destroyed everything. Let me complete one thing. Let me do something right for once. And this judge looked right at me and then looked at the DA and said, I'm going to disregard your plea recommendations and I'm going to give this young man a chance. Because see, he believed in God and he believed that God can change people. See, we believe that drug addiction can be cured through God. Because see, I'm no longer the addict I was because I'm a new creation through God. I no longer have to be that man. See, today the new Jeremiah is not an addict. I do not even identify myself as that. I identify myself as a great son. A good nephew. Amen. Hopefully a great husband someday. Amen. See, I am grateful today for my life verse in Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Today I have a hope and a future. See, I came to Teen Challenge with one goal. To get clean. After 6 months, that is no longer my goal at Teen Challenge. My goal now is to get to heaven. Because if I get to heaven, I know I'll be clean and sober because my God don't get high.